Hello everyone, my name is Marissa and I'm going to do a video today for the Potomac Bead Company. For today's video, I'm going to show you how to make this. This is my RounBeauty Bracelet, and this bracelet uses Potomac Beads' newest exclusive bead called the Mini Round Duo. It is a 4mm round bead with 2 holes in it. You will also need Potomac Beads' exclusive Round Trio. That is the 6mm round bead that has 3 holes in it. Now I've used the smooth on my project, but feel free to use the faceted. You will also need some seed beads. A complete list of your materials I will tell you towards the end of the video. This will require I'm going to show you how to do it with 2 needles, but if you're not a fan of doing that, more experienced beaders will be able to do this with 1. Just make sure to keep your tension the same on both sides of the bracelet. I will also show you how to attach a clasp to it. And so go ahead and get your things together and we'll get started. Okay, so I got my needles ready. And the first thing you're going to do is make piles of your round trios, your mini round duos, and your 11-0 beads. And I'm not going to start with the clasp. I'm going to just start with the bracelet. So go ahead and put one needle in through one hole and your right needle into your right hole like this. So do not put anything into the middle hole right now. So your left needle into the leftmost hole, your right needle into the rightmost hole, hold your round trio and pull, just to make sure everything stays centered. Okay, now from here, your sequence is going to be 11-0, mini round duo, 11-0, mini round duo, 11-0 on both needles. So 11-0, mini round duo, 11-0, mini round duo, 11-0. Let them drop, and I'm going to do this one at a time. On my left side, I'm coming out through this leftmost hole, going to circle around and go through that same hole again, and this is what you're going to have. On my right side, I'm going to do the same thing. Coming out of this most right hole, circling around, going in through that same hole but in the other direction, and, well, not in the other direction, but I'm going in through the same hole, circling around and going through it. So this is what we have. Now take both of your needles, and from that end hole, hop on over to the middle hole with both of your needles. Pull tightly, still holding onto your round trio so that your thread stays in place. So your beads on the side are nice and snug, and both of your strings, both of your needles have come out of the middle hole of your round trio. Now you are going to pick up, whoops, making a mess here. Now you're going to pick up an 11-0, an 8-0, an 11-0 on one needle, and then just go ahead and sew through this little sequence with both of your needles going in the same direction. So in other words, you're not crossing, you're just going through the same little sequence. Now you're ready to pick up your next round trio. Both of your needles again go through the same middle hole like this, and then you're going to hop on over to the end hole. With your left needle, you're going to hop on over to the hole on your left side. With your right needle coming out of the middle hole, from here I'm going to jump on over to this hole. and then come out. And we're going to do the same thing again. We're going to pick up this sequence again. Okay, so I'm coming out. I've just put in my little sequence here, and I went through the middle hole of my round trio. And then after I went in through the middle hole, I hopped on over to the end hole on each side. So now both of my strings should be coming out of my end holes. I don't know if you can see that, like that. So again, my left hand side goes in 11-0, mini round duo, 11-0, mini round duo, 11-0, circle around and go through the same outer hole of my round trio, which is my rightmost hole. Coming out of my leftmost hole here of my round trio, do the same thing. 11-0, mini round duo, 11-0, mini round duo. Coming out on this side, circling around, going through this side. And I seem to have forgotten my 11-0 after my mini round. So I picked that up. Now I'm going into that hole again. Now we're going to hop on over to the middle hole again of our round trio and pull. And I think this is one of my favorite parts of this bracelet is with this project is that I get to use all 3 of the holes of my round trios. I love when I can do that. I don't like just using 2 holes. Just knowing that this little bead has 3 holes, I don't know, I just like using all 3 in my projects. I don't always do that, but I like when I can. Okay. So just make sure when you pull that your string doesn't get caught on any of the other beads. So go ahead and keep doing this for the length that you need. I'm going to do 14 on mine. And what you can do is do your middle, your little connecting component, put on your round trio, and then do one side, like let's say your left hand side of your beading all the way down to your done. And then you can just catch up with your right hand side. And all you would need to do is pick up your 11-0s, mini rounds, and 11-0s, and go through the middle beads and then through your round trio. So so you can do that. I did do this bracelet with 1 needle, but once it came down to my second pass, I had to be careful not to pull too hard on this side when I was adding, I had to be careful not to pull hard when I was putting my little rondelles. I always felt like I had to keep flattening it so that it wouldn't pull too much to one side, but that's why I'm doing it with 2 needles so that I don't have that hard time on camera. But you know what? Feel free to do it with 1 needle. If you're really good with that and making sure that your tension is good on both sides, you know, go ahead and do it with 1 needle. But go ahead and do the length that you need, and I will meet you back and we will put on the first part of our clasp. Okay, so as I was saying, you can go ahead and get ahead and do one side. I went ahead and I did my left side. Although they're going to flip back and forth. That's okay. That's not going to, they're going to flip, but just since I know I did the left side, I know that they all belong on this one side, and I had started with these 2. So I'm coming out of the round trio, and I'm just going to go through the little connecting beads here, in through the middle hole of my round trio, and I'm going to come out. Coming out of my round trio, the middle hole, I'm going to hop on over to the last hole, or my rightmost hole. So now I'm at the, so in other words, my other end hole here. I'm going to pick up an 11-0, a mini round duo, an 11-0, a mini round duo, and another 11-0. So remember the little sequence. So you should have 3 11-0s separated by 2 mini round duos. Let those drop. I'm coming out on this side of my bead, and I'm going to circle around and go through the other side of that same outer hole, pull tight, and then I'm going to hop on over back into the middle hole. Just scoot those beads that are there. So just make sure that you're always coming out of the correct hole. Then I'm going to go through these middle connecting beads again, through my next round trio, the middle hole. We're still in the middle hole, and I'm going to pull. And that will tighten up these beads here. Now I'm coming out of the middle hole here. Now I'm going to hop on over to this end hole. And I'm going to do all that again. Pick up an 11, mini round duo, 11, whoops, mini round duo, 11, coming out on this side, circling around, going through that same hole, and then going to hop on over to the middle hole of that same round trio, and I'm going to go down these 3 beads here, which are the 11-0, 8-0, 11-0, and in through this middle hole of my next round trio and line, going to pull. So this is a very easy step. This is actually this whole bracelet, it's a very easy bracelet. So it moves rather fast. So go ahead and finish this part, and I will show you what to do after that. Okay, so I already added all of my beads on the side, and I'm still coming out of the 2 end holes. Now on this side, on my right side, coming out on my end hole in the inside of my project, I'm going to skip the middle hole, and I'm going to go to the other end hole and come out through there. On my left hand side, I'm going to do the same thing. I'm coming out on this end of my hole. I'm going to skip the middle hole and come out through this end. So both of your needles are now coming out like this. See? Nothing through the middle hole. So now we're going to add the first part of our clasp. And I'm going to do that by picking up 3 11-0s on each needle. Well, 3 and 2. So on the one with 3, I'm going to go through my clasp, and I'm going to go through the third 11-0 that I put like this, and I'm going to pull tight. And I'm just going to leave my string there. Whoop. And with this side, I picked up 2 11-0s. I'm going to go through my clasp like this, go through that 1 11-0 that's right after my clasp, and then through those 2 and through those, okay, the 11-0 after my clasp and the rest of the seed beads. I'm gonna have to do that. I'm gonna have to pick up the third one. And then just through this seed bead here, going in, down the round trio. Now on this side, I'm gonna catch up. I already went through the seed bead there. And I got a little tangled, so I have to untangle myself. Not doing a very good job of it. just untangling myself. And then I'm going to go down those 2 11-0s that are on this side. It's kind of loose now, but it'll tighten up. So down those 2 and in through that end hole, and I'm going to pull tight. Actually, I skipped that seed bead, so I'm gonna have to go so out of here, and then I'm gonna have to go through that seed bead there, the one after the clasp. I missed that. I don't know how I did that, but I missed that. So no, I didn't. All right. Okay, back down these 2 and down the round trio. And now we're ready to do our second final pass. Okay, I already put on my clasp, and you should be coming out on the inside of your round trio through your outer holes. None of your needles should be coming out of your middle hole of your round trio. And what I did off camera was I reinforced my clasp, only because this is kind of heavy. I just used a regular toggle on this one. It's not very heavy, but this one is, so I reinforced it. So coming out of these 2 end holes, we're going to go, this is my right hand side. I'm going to go through the 11-0 and through the mini round duo, and I'm going to sew my way back to this hole. So I'm coming out of my mini round duo, and I'm going to go through this 11-0. It would have been easier if I had caught it, but it's okay. All right. I'll just kind of bend this. Okay, and then come out of my mini round duo. And then hop on over to the other hole of my mini round duo. Don't get caught on anything. So I'm coming out of my mini round duo here, the outer hole. I'm going to do the same thing over here. Coming out of my round trio, go through the 11-0 and that mini round duo. Now through this 11-0 and the next mini round duo. Ow. Try not to poke your finger. Coming out of this mini round duo, gonna hop on over to the other hole. Now here we're going to put in our 15-0s and our rondelles. So this is the blingy part. This is the embellishing part. This is always the fun part for me. So take out your rondelles, your 11-0s, and we're still going to be using our 11-0s for this step. Those are going to go in here. I'm going to use blue. I might change them if I don't like how they look. So we'll just see how it goes. So coming out here, it's 15-0, rondelle, 15-0, let it drop, go through your next mini duo. Very easy step. And then to connect, we're going to put a 11-0 and go in through your next mini round duo. And then again, 15-0, rondelle, 15-0, go in through your next outer hole of your mini round duo. So that's what you got. And I don't know about that blue. I don't really know about that blue. But this is your second pass. I'm still thinking about that. I think I'm going to change that. Don't get too far ahead on one side. Do a couple and then do the other side. All the way down your bracelet. So as I said, and I'm almost done with this part. In between your units goes an 11-0. And then when you're coming out of your mini round duo, it's 15-0, rondelle, 15-0, go through your mini round duo, and then in between here goes an 11-0. Ouch. Whoops, I picked up two. Okay, and then this is my last one on this side, 15-0, rondelle, 15-0, and then I'm just gonna wait there, whoops, till I finish this side, and here goes 15-0, rondelle, 15-0, in through my next mini round duo, 11-0 here, and then 15-0, rondelle, 15-0 in through my last mini round duo. And that is probably not the right color, but I'm out of these light blue sapphire. That's fine, it'll blend in. Okay, so now we're coming out here and we're going to do the same thing. We're going to sew in. We're going to go in through this other hole of our mini round duo, in through the 11-0 after it, and out of this. Well, I can't do all three beads. Out of this mini round duo, then through the 11-0 and through this hole of my round trio. So I'm on the outer hole here of this round trio. Do the same thing over here. Sew in through the other hole of the inside here of your mini round duo. Go in through the 11-0 and the round duo here. Pull tight. Go through this 11-0 and then through this end hole here of so both of your threads should be coming out of the outer holes of this round trio. Now we're going to put in the other end of our clasp the same way we did the other end. So I'm going to get 5 11-0s. Gonna pick up 3 with 1. Gonna go through my clasp, and I have a hair here. Come out of my clasp into that closest 11-0 to it, pull tight. Then I'm going to pick up 2 11-0s and go in through this other end hole. And now I'm just going to reinforce with this needle. I'm going to, with this string, and I'm just going to go through it again, and then I'm going to meet my threads and tie my knot. I will meet you back after I do that. Okay, so this is our final piece, our finished piece. This is our round beauty bracelet, and this is what we have. Very cute, and as I said, a very simple bracelet to make, whether you're using 2 needles or 1. But if you're using 1, just remember that with your tension. This one, I actually made this one with 1 needle. This one for the video, I made it with 2. Now, the mini round duos that I used for this one are the Aztec Gold The mini round duos that I use for this one are the aluminum silver. My round trios for this one, I use the Dusty Violet Luster. And the round trios for this one, I use the metallic blue. My little 2x3 rondelles on this one are the light sapphire, and the ones for this one are they're like an amethyst opal color for this one. My 11-ohs, my seed beads on this one, I used for my 11-ohs, I used two colors. I used the galvanized champagne, and then the on this color it's the opaque pansy. For my 15-ohs, I also used galvanized champagne. My 8-ohs are the root beer color. On this one, my 11-ohs that I used one color only, and I used the light metallic bronze. My 15-ohs are the galvanized champagne, and my 8-ohs are the antique pearl Ceylon. So this is what I used for both of these little round beauty bracelets. I hope you enjoyed this video, and I hope you enjoy making this bracelet. Thank you very much for watching.